Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Going on, freaks? Oh yeah. Man, that video that I put out earlier had almost no views. I mean, it's just, I don't know how you get it into the right slot or whatever. I almost feel like deleting it. 1,200 views when you spend a couple hours, like actually like, God, what was it? It took like 3 hours to do it. And it's got 1,200 views when you have 118,000 subscribers. It just doesn't make any sense, Did everybody out there watch it? The video that I made earlier today? Did you see it? It was the one on Delphi where I went through the reason that Judge Gold removed them. It's just wild. I mean, yeah. Cool. Somebody got a notification. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Bullock. Thank you. Yep, another day. Today we don't have... Sharon G isn't, that our little deal that we had going. It was amazing yesterday. So today it's just a normal day. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I went through it and I explained it well, but there's no comments. You guys didn't comment in the comment section. You didn't hit the like button. And it's just nobody's going to see it. Because those two things, hitting the like button and commenting are what YouTube uses to start sending it out to other people. I mean, there's 14 comments under there. I mean, what a joke. Come on, you guys. Jesus. I've explained this to you before. So when you watch one of my videos, make sure to hit the like button and then comment underneath the video. Right? It's not difficult. Really simple stuff, Yeah, I saw a few of you, Jessica. Did you hear Gray? He was yelling at his subs because they didn't hit to do a comment. Yeah, it sucks that you guys don't do that. You guys want to take pressure off of me on the show with the super chats, then let's get my videos to be seen more, okay? Because that video right there, it'll probably make about $4. All right, it's ridiculous. Just that right there, Cheryl Bullock doubled what that video is going to make. Right. Everyone always says they always hit the like button, yet it has, when you see 1,000 views, why isn't there 1,000 likes? Everybody says that. There's like 200, not even 200, I don't think, and like 16 comments. Man, that's a total comment-worthy video where you would think people would watch it and go, oh yeah, man, that's true. I mean, look at that. The Baldwin gave Westerman the Frank's memo that had the images with it. So of course those are where was the genesis of the photos that were released, not him sneaking into an office taking pictures of the same photos that he already had. you know, I mean, that's just, I think the reality is exactly what I have in that video. I think if you watch that later, you'll realize that once you have this hearing, it'll be the same thing. Now, I've been going over it quite a few times, so people like this account, like, even though I've said it a million times, will send me an email saying exactly the same thing that I just said and pretend that it was like some original thought. Let's see. I don't know why people don't hit the like button. Yeah, well, they don't. That's why we only have 50 likes on this one, with 143 people watching. I know, isn't that crazy? This account, you gotta. It's amazing that you send me an email stating exactly what I said on the shows and in the videos. It's really frustrating that you do that. I don't know why you do it. You know, just say, yeah, Gray, I agree. Look at the, you know, I agree with that. I agree with that. Instead, you send it to me as if it's sort of this new information. Oh, that was 15 by Cheryl Bullock. That's so weird. It looked like 10. That was weird. Well, it's true, this account. I don't know what to tell you. You know, you can get upset about it, but it's real. Let's see. Yeah, but I said it last night on the show, and then for 2 months I've been saying the same thing. This account. So, no. Yeah. Anyways. Let's see, what do we got here? I click like so I remember that I watched this. I don't know if that works like that. It's just amazing. You know, I really don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, anyways, when I put a video out, if you could please just immediately, even if you don't want to watch it because you just don't feel like watching it, click on the like button and put a comment or something. Just some random thing, even. I mean, because the thing is I don't put out crappy videos where there's no thought behind them. They're just sort of like thrown out there willy-nilly, like a lot of people do. They just stare at the screen and start jabbering about something, and people go, ooh, 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 that's so interesting. You know, mine actually have thought in them. Like, I literally think through it. And so when I put them out, if you could hit the like button, that'd be great. Oh, let's see. Huh? Who quit, Daryl? Who quit? What are you talking about? I thought it was great. I put under comments and about the judge on X. I click the like button as soon as I come in. Yeah. Two contempt cases tomorrow for Conus and Allen. Yeah, well, Allen's isn't tomorrow, I don't think. Yeah, so there is a update on this one here. Prosecutor plans to call witnesses in case against attorneys for Delphi murder suspect. Right, so this thing that Daryl set up here, you know, whoever said that, yeah, I don't care if it's my work product. I mean, not Daryl. Who was it? Oh, yeah, Daryl Hicks said, "Did you catch that the Delphi defense attorney quit?" No, I didn't catch that because it didn't. Which one, Daryl? Which Delphi defense attorney quit? Go ahead, let me know. I'll see if it's a search. I didn't see it. I saw this article right here. Yeah, so let's see. Let me see if you can point it out to me. Anybody? Anybody at all? Which one quit? Delphi defense attorney quit. Now, that was a long time ago. After Judge Gold, both of them basically resigned or quit or withdrew from the case, and then they were put back in by the Supreme Court. So go ahead, Daryl. We're waiting for you. The whole show is waiting for your enlightenment. You're always on top of it when you come in here. So what is it, Daryl? Which attorney in the Delphi case quit today? I'm just waiting. Haven't heard it. Where is it, Daryl? You have us all just waiting. We're just... Yeah, right. That's what I thought. All right, so this one came out today. Expect witnesses and evidence during a hearing March 18th. So that's coming up here in 3 days. To bolster the prosecutor's allegations of contempt of court. Nothing that Daryl put in the comments up there was accurate. Yeah, they said tomorrow there's a contempt against Richard Allen's attorneys and that one of them left. Okay, well, that's not tomorrow. It's on the 18th. And there's no news that I've seen that one of them left. Now, if it's true, whoa, that'd be amazing. I think it's from originally when they resigned. That person's probably just now heard of the Delphi case after all those years. So they thought they'd go out and be really sleuthy really fast, and just didn't work out. Okay, Carroll County Prosecutor Nicholas McClellan filed a notice Wednesday indicating he has shared with Allen's attorney the names of witnesses and exhibits he will present during the hearing in Allen County in front of Special Judge Francis Gold. Man, I wish so much I lived there to go watch this. Man, witnesses, exhibits. McClellan public filing does not indicate who will be the witnesses or what exhibits he will present during the hearing. In turn, McClellan asked Gold to order Allen's attorneys, Brad Rosie and Andrew Baldwin, as well as their attorney, David Hennessy, to share their witness and exhibits list before March 7th. Okay, we heard about that yesterday. Remember that? Because this account, your replies were inaccurate. I've mentioned on this show for months now the exact same thing. Then you send me an email repeating what was in my video and pretend that you just derived it while you were driving in your vehicle. Okay? Don't lie to people on the show. It's ridiculous. Okay? Anyways, thanks, Jessica Schubach. It's ridiculous. Oh, hey, Gray. Man, I was thinking that... it was insane. All right? I can't stand that when you do that. It's embarrassing. Wow. All right, and don't derail another show, this account. You used to do it all the time, so let's try to get back to how it used to be. All right, thanks. In turn, McClellan asked Gold to order Allen's attorney, Brad Rosie and Andrew Baldwin, as well as their attorney, David Hennessy, to share their witness and exhibit lists before March 7th. That was from yesterday. Allen is charged with murder and kidnapping on February 13th, 2017. I guess it's not in 3 days. That's next month is March 18th. Sorry about that. So we're talking about that hearing is in a month and 3 days. All right. Their bodies were found the next morning, nearly 6 years later. Police arrested Allen. Yada yada yada. Okay, so I don't think any of that's new, but we know now that he's got a whole witness list and all kinds of stuff, and is going to, I mean, it's weird too, because what happens if the judge removes them? What if the judge actually decides to remove Rosie and Baldwin again? I think it'll make her seem bias, just like they said. But the thing is I think it's warranted that they're removed. She just didn't do it the right way. But can you imagine how, because the Indiana State Supreme Court seemed like they were leaning a little bit too on I think it was the Sixth Amendment, I believe, where they were saying that, he has a right to counsel and he can choose his counsel. So that was a big part of their decision too, not just having the hearing to let the defense argue their points too, but a hearing to regarding their conduct, right? So they didn't have that. Thanks, Jessica Schubach, who's tried to start a wave, and Linda Howe. Yes, we are back on to another night where we have a goal, the normal goal amount, and it just is what it is. All right. All right. Well, it's obviously civil because they're not throwing him in prison. It's just. Anyways, let's just. I don't really have much more to add to this. It's coming up. I did a whole video today on their behavior, which I think is absolutely egregious. I've said it for weeks and weeks and weeks now about how on this show many times, shows that this account was watching, where I said that the Frank's motion, in that document, there were egregious behavior before that, but then recently, like in the last 2 weeks, when they gave, when McClellan mentioned that Baldwin gave Westerman the Frank's memorandum, and it had the supporting images with it, and they put it in there because that's where they believe that the leak came from, because one last time, everybody, or it won't be the last time, I'm sure, but why in the hell would Westerman be in Baldwin's office taking photographs, taking images with his phone or whatever, of images he already has at his house with the Odin Frank's memorandum? He's already got it. He doesn't need to take photographs. So can anybody explain that to me out there? The pro Richard Allen, Rosie and Baldwin are great people crowd. Is there anybody out there at all that can explain to me why he would do that? Right. That's because, as I said on my show multiple times, ones that this account was watching, is that it's not true, the portion in the office. Okay? Yeah, that portion is absolutely untrue, and they just put that in there to cover their butts for later. All right? So they put it in there so it looks like they had no idea that Westerman was going to be taking those photos, even though he had to admit that they already gave him the photos before. They want to make it seem like it's a separate incident. I just can't wait for this this hearing. I think it'd be great. Yeah, it'd be awesome. All right, let's see. And what do you guys think? I think it's good. I wish that one was televised. Maybe they'll make it televised. It needs to be televised. It needs to be broadcast. Don't you guys agree with that? It's not really. I think maybe they will, right? I mean, why wouldn't they broadcast that one? And thank you up there to Eugenie and Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe, the cattle mutilations and crop circles, and also WNC Granny. I'm excited for the hearing too. Yeah, well, that's in a month or so, and let's see what the Kohberger information. There's a little bit of an update on that one, where it says Brian Kohberger's murder trial date could be set later this month. So, Brian Kohberger, the man charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students, will be in court at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on February 28th. So we can actually broadcast that live, because I think it's in the judge's courtroom, and he has his own YouTube channel where he goes live from, and then we'll just stream it on here. What do you guys think? I think would be pretty interesting, right? Hey, you don't have to apologize, WNC Granny. The moderators in here aren't required to be on my shows every single night. Okay, you don't have to be here. You can. There's no difference in your world. You just do everything the same way that you've always been doing, except now when you see somebody make a crazy comment or something, you can just delete them, right? So that's the only difference. It has to be criminal contempt because sanctions won't remedy anything. Well, maybe it is criminal then. I don't know. I think it'd be great. Wouldn't that be amazing? And I thought MacLeod left stuff out too, because in that document, I even had to mention in my video, they didn't mention the memorandum in support of the Franks hearing leak. I mean, that was egregious, you guys. I mean, that to me is that should have been almost the centerpiece of their entire argument. Don't you guys agree? That wasn't even on there. It wasn't even on there at all. It's like, that is the key thing. Yeah, they had the one where they sent the guy the email and they had a press release but mentioned stuff they weren't supposed to mention. But the Frank's memorandum had like intimate crime scene information, specific details about each one. And it wasn't supposed to be released, but they put it out on the server just like they would do any other non-gag order related document, and made sure that a couple podcasters knew about it, just like I said in the video. And those people downloaded them really quick, and then then the judge put the gag order on the memorandum in support of the Franks hearing. But there was that little time where it got out. And the crazy part is we all knew, I mean, not we all. Well, I mentioned it on the show about 2 weeks before it came out, that something's going to be released that has talk about Odinism and stuff like that. I said it on a show. And there it is. Yeah, but isn't it ridiculous though that is, I mean, so what happens if they have this hearing and his attorneys get criminal contempt, and then Richard Allen gets 2 other attorneys, probably those same 2 that he already had, and then they go to trial and they use some of the same arguments and stuff, but they lose. And then Richard Allen will just file an appeal it'll probably make it all the way to the Supreme Court even. I mean, because it'll be something where he'll say, well, I wanted these other 2 attorneys, and Judge Gohl went out of her way to keep them from me having them. But she thinks they're ineffective, right? I think they're ineffective. I think most rational-minded people think they're ineffective, but Richard Allen doesn't think they're ineffective. He likes them. And really, doesn't it come down to that, right? I mean, he wants them as his attorneys. But here's the thing. Can you keep attorneys on that are so cavalier with crime, the case information? I mean, they are ridiculous. Have you ever heard of anybody like these guys in your life? I mean, absolutely embarrassing people. Hold on a second. Sorry, that was the wife heading home. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything in a court case, well, until today, Did you guys watch any of those hearings on TV with the, let's see, it was like the prosecutor in one of Trump's charges, like in Georgia, and then how she was having this relationship with one of the other attorneys. It turned into an absolute shit show. They had a hearing on the whole day today, basically. It was on television, and the lady, the prosecutor, she wasn't even in the courtroom, but she was watching in another room, and she stormed in there and demanded to testify. And what a disaster she was. I mean, even CNN and MSNBC were like, oh, wow, that was terrible. And it was all politically motivated, the entire charge against him originally. But this thing today wasn't even about that. It was more about like misconduct, or conflict of interest and things like that. Did you guys watch any of it? Make sure to watch some of the highlights. It was crazy. You know what she said? She actually said out loud one time, she said, I won't. So apparently the male that was an attorney that she was having an affair with was on the stand, and he had cancer of some sort. And then later in the show she said, well, I won't get into details, but I don't want to castrate, or what was it? Not castrate. What's the word? Like emasculate. I don't want to emasculate a black man, she said. And she's black, right? She said, I don't want to emasculate a black man. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what does that mean? Are you saying that you're okay emasculating a white person, but you won't do a black person? I mean, I don't understand what the hell she was talking about. Why would race have anything to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if in reverse, a prosecutor saying the same thing, but using, like, a white prosecutor saying the same thing. Oh my God. Oh, it would turn into this huge thing. But I don't really understand what she said. Does anybody even get it? Like, I just explained to you what she said. You can go listen to it. She seems like a racist prosecutor to say something like that. Yeah, she used all kinds of stuff like that. Like, she tried to do the whole woman thing, how she has companionship when she dates. It's never about sex. It's always about, and the guy that I'm dating, he just wanted me. He said, well, all women are good for sandwiches, and man, I could. It was horrible, you guys. I didn't even know it was on. I was just watching it. I was kind of surprised to see it, and it took up the entire day on all of the cable news networks. I mean, isn't that amazing? Because here's the thing. That wouldn't have been, if it wasn't something that spawned off of the Trump case, that wouldn't even be on television or even talked about. Nobody would care at all. Yeah, Fannie Willis. And then the other guy was Nate something or other. Or, I don't know. You gotta admit, though, who watched it in here? If you can just watch the part where she storms into the courtroom and then she starts yelling on the stand, and the judge had to admonish her at some point. And this lady's a prosecutor. I mean, who the hell? You didn't know what you were doing? Yeah, well, Fannie Willis is the prosecutor in Georgia who brought charges against Trump for allegedly interfering with the election because he said to the I don't know if it was the governor or whatever, he said something like, hey, you need to find me some more votes. And, he was referring to recounting the votes, right? Not like, hey, invent votes and stuff them in there. But isn't it amazing you can have a whole court case on something like that and then sort of build around it? Oh, she was absolutely unhinged. It was weird. It was some weird stuff. But All right, you guys, check it out. Tonight's a new night. With now we're back to that smaller goal amount that we normally have. Last couple nights were cool because had a matching situation going on, and you guys kicked ass, and you got me there. It also made up for about two of the really crap we had. I was on a vacation for 3 days, and none of my videos were watched at all. I mean, they were seen by 1,200. I mean, so I don't know. I'm a little nervous to make any attempt at making a really like animation video when you see that when I put those 3 videos out on my trip, they only got like 2,000 views again, and that just doesn't make sense to me. How about you? Yep, so if you're out there and you can help support the channel, I would appreciate it. Huh? Alright. Let's see, we need to... No, that's not the case, this account. I know what I'm talking about. You don't, so, I don't need your attempted advice in there. I know exactly what I'm referring to. Yeah, so anyways, looks like the Brian Kohberger, the man charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students, will be in court at 2 p.m. on February 28th. Judge John Judge, who had no chance of not being a judge as soon as he was born, asked his lawyers to prepare to discuss dates for a trial, along with their motion for change of venue, a discovery cutoff deadline, expert disclosure deadlines, and deadlines for filing any pre-trial motions. So hopefully on that date, they'll just come up with a, I don't know, an actual date for the trial. I don't think, the thing is I just can't imagine the judge doing it this year. Can you? I mean, I'd be shocked if he said, hey, this December you guys need to be ready. And to me, 10 months is enough time, don't you think? But both of them seem okay with the idea that we could wait all the way till next year in the summertime. And I hope the judge just goes, you know what, you guys, that's ridiculous. We'll give you even some more funding so you can get the research. If you need to have all these things looked at and researched, you can hire a few different people to look at it. We're not waiting that long, okay? We're not doing that. And that's what they should do. Yep, you're late once again. All right. Well, anyways, that's all there was on that. I just wanted to let you know that the 28th, which is, only 2 weeks away, we'll get to watch another hearing with Brian Kohberger. All right. Now, there's this case that we covered a long time ago. Lina Khil, Khil, and we covered it back in, I think it's 2021, and she went missing from her apartment complex. It's just such a vague memory, but when I was watching it again, I go, oh yeah, but man, it's been so long. So I think we were going to take a look at that. There's an update in it. And I'll show you in just a second. All right, so what I did was I went back and found my original folder back from, it looks like the date is December 28, 2021. So then it would have been, what is that? 2022, 23. So we're looking at about 2 years and a couple months, something like that. So I have a video of the original press conference. It's only about 8 minutes long, and then there's also today an interview with these people walking around. Then I also found the crime scene location. All right, so here we go. And I fixed the audio. This was really bad. I don't think I fixed it way back then, but this is from like 2 years and 2 months ago.
Everybody ready?
I've seen this guy before, though.
Yes. So I just wanted to update you this morning, since you haven't really heard from us since Friday. I believe was the last time we spoke.
Oh, that's not it. That's not it.
Since then,
that's not the fixed one. I think it's this one right here. There we go. Watch, you'll see the difference. Hey, thank you, Cheated No More. Well, thank you. That was very kind of you. To help support the channel before
Everybody
driving.
Ready? Yes, yes. So I just wanted to update you this morning, since you haven't really heard from us since Friday. I believe was the last time we spoke. Since then, over the weekend, and this is not because there's any less emphasis on this investigation, but over the weekend our command post shut down. Our on-site command post and our command post that was at police headquarters has shut down. And again, that is not due to any less focus on this investigation. We just don't have the command post anymore. Right now what we're doing is going over reams and reams of data, trying to make links with that data based on
that's her right there.
Videos that we've seen versus interviews that we've had with people during this investigation. We continue to get leads.
So she was a missing, I think, 3-year-old in San Antonio, Texas.
We continue to go over social media posts, seeing if we can't come up with anything that might lead us to where Lina might be or what might have happened.
Yeah, maybe he was. Maybe that's why he looks familiar from recently. Yeah, from the Soto case.
Right now, we have a K9 teams that are out looking for her right now. They're running the green belts between here and the and 410, and hopefully maybe we'll come up with something. But we continue to interview people. We continue to have.
Doesn't she speak recently too in that case? I don't know.
Police officers on scene.
Looks really
across
familiar
the street
as well.
But we really have no new updates as to where Lina might be.
Have you been able to glean anything from the video evidence that you've seen so far?
There's information that we try to connect and link to the different video that we have. But again, we have no new leads that would take us to where Lina is or what might have happened to her. But I want to emphasize that we have not lessened the intensity of this investigation. Neither SAPD nor my partner here with the FBI. So.
Are you guys looking at any potential suspects that have been interviewed so far?
I will say that we're looking at some people, yes, but I won't get into it any deeper than that.
So does that mean at this point is it still being investigated as a missing person or an abduction?
We're still investigating it as a missing person unless evidence would lead us to believe
Thank
otherwise.
you, Terrius.
Since you put a call out to people that were in the area on Monday to provide information, have you guys gotten any help with that particular aspect?
We've gotten nothing that would, again, that would lead us any closer to where Lina might be or what might have happened to her.
Do you suspect foul play at this point?
Pardon?
Do you suspect?
Yeah, well, apparently he might be the Soto case. Wasn't that also in San Antonio? I don't remember now, but definitely I've seen this guy recently.
Foul play at this point?
If we suspected foul play, the investigation would turn. But right now, we don't have enough to lead us in that direction.
I know that the reward money has gone up. It's $150,000 in general. How many tips, if you had an estimation as far as how many people are stepping in, working together to try to provide y'all whatever you can, do you have like a number of tips?
I don't, but I will tell you though that the calls and the texts, they have not stopped coming in. And I would ask Agent Garris to talk a little bit about that. The FBI, well, I'll let him talk about that.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Garris. I'm the acting special agent in charge of the FBI San Antonio field office. Just want to let you know our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to Lina's family, the community, as we continue to support the San Antonio Police Department in what we consider an aggressive investigation and search for Lina. Again, if there's any tips, feedback, information that the public can give to us, we highly encourage that. Currently, the FBI, as I stated last week, we've utilized our child abduction rapid deployment team, behavioral analysis unit, intelligence response teams,
Sirius Black,
forensic examiners, and between San Antonio Police Department and FBI, we've had hundreds of officers and agents searching for Lina. Are there any questions?
Yeah, yesterday morning we saw agents of the evidence response team were out going through dumpsters and looking at the laundromat of the complex. Could you kind of just explain what they were looking for?
So we, SAPD, or San Antonio Police Department, FBI, searched the dumpsters last week. We wanted to do our due diligence again, since the dumpsters were emptied from the time we searched last week till this week. So we wanted to research it and make sure we didn't miss anything. Maybe a potential suspect would have thrown something out, maybe evidence or anything pertinent to the investigation or search effort. So we researched it yesterday.
Now, some people are wondering, obviously, with her being such a small child, 3-year-old, she can't get far. But with that being said, we have so many resources searching for her. What is making it so difficult for you guys, not to locate anything related to her at this time?
So we have a gap right now, and I mentioned it last week, but from 4:49 p.m. last Monday, the 20th, till 5:07, there's an 18-minute window where we had visibility of, where we did not have visibility of Lina. A lot of the tips we've acquired are outside of that 18-minute window. So I would ask the public if they have any information or leads or anything they can provide us during that 18-minute window, that'd be of huge value to the San Antonio Police Department and FBI.
Just one other question about why shut down the command post, Chief, if you don't mind kind of explaining what went into that decision.
Because the command post activity was focused on the apartment complex and the immediate surrounding area, and we have gone over and over and over that. So there's really no need to have that command post set up here. Everything else right now is being done through telephone, social media. But again, I'll emphasize that there is no lessening of the intensity of this investigation simply because the command posts have shut down. That is the command posts conduct the activity that's going on the scene immediately following the disappearance and up until the point where it would just simply be redundant to keep officers here and agents here on the scene.
Chief, can you tell us why you're searching the green spaces around 910?
Pardon?
Why are you searching the green spaces around the area?
Because it might lead us to something. We don't want to leave any stone unturned. So we'll continue to go over those areas as we think there may be new evidence.
He looks like the attorney. He looks like the police officer, because we've seen him in the last 2 months on the show, because apparently they're saying that he spoke regarding the Soto case. So that's why he looks familiar to people. It's not because he looks like some other. We don't need to keep guessing at somebody he might look like, etc.
One more question, guys.
It's been 8 days.
He does look like Spock, though, from Star. I'm just kidding. No, he doesn't.
I will
He
say
doesn't
that it's
travel
disheartening
fast.
that
He
we
doesn't
haven't
know.
found anything that leads us.
Oh, I know who he reminds you of. He reminds you of the guy from Married with Children, and the guy, he's also on Modern Family. You know, that father, or is it Married with Children? Yeah, that guy. All right, that's the guy he's reminds you of. Okay. All right. So there you go.
To Lina.
Now, Al
from
Bundy.
from
sure.
you know, there's nothing that we haven't done to try to find her, and you know, it's frustrating and, as I said, disheartening, disappointing that we haven't come up with something yet.
And guys, at this point we'll have our PIO from FBI that's going to translate the Spanish, some of the highlights that the chief has already covered.
I didn't play that part.
Morning. Good morning.
So this right here, this is from today here, all right? So let's see, let me open up one of these. So I was able to find the spot here. I don't know if you can see. So just by using this one photograph right here, and they said what block area it was in, but you can see this building in the background right over here. See that? That building? Let me even play the thing here. I think they might have it in there. Probably not. Yeah. So let me get it off of that one. I think it might be in this one. No. No, it was that other one. Yeah, so it's this image right here that I was using. So I used this one. That's a clear image that I have from earlier, but I don't know where that is currently. But you can see the building in the background right there. So when I was on Google Earth, and I knew what block it was in, and they also said it was in a wooded area between two apartment complexes. And here's an apartment complex. The block number was right here. There's an apartment. Here's an apartment. And then when you go down like this, and you kind of look over, you can see that exact building. You know, so if you're kind of like down, even if you went lower than that, probably down in this area, there's that straight path too. So that's the path they're on right there. And let me go back to the other image. So see that building in the background right there? That's the same one. You can see it even though it's small, but right there and right here. And so the trees, I mean, even look at that, the trees are even the same in the picture there, right? So that means that the evidence truck is somewhere right around where I have this pin, and they're looking around in that area.
There is nothing very detailed, so only they talk with us, and they told us that we received a tip last night, so they are here since last night here. So they are waiting for some equipment, so maybe they will receive the equipment, so maybe the search will continue for tomorrow. We cannot share more information because we don't have. But they told us that we received tip last night, so they are here since last night here, and they are searching the area. So they are waiting for certain kind of equipment. So when they will receive, they will start their search.
Well, longer. Do you mind if we talk with you, mic'd up about?
It's an old one. We did a long time
maybe
ago.
at the end.
Lina Khil, a little young. I mean, I don't know if it's. We got a picture in here. Let's see. That girl right there from like 2 years and probably 2¼ years ago. And they're doing another search based off of a tip.
Let them compile the search, then we can talk in details. But yes, because yesterday we had a meeting with the ACPD and FBI. So soon after that they have this search party, and they receive the tip. So let them see what they get from the search, then we will talk.
Yeah, so where they're searching in relation to where they live was right over here. This is the apartment complex they lived in, and then the little playground area is right there. And she just kind of just disappeared from there. But if you look though, they're not looking far away. I mean, that's, you know, I don't even think that's a quarter mile. It's 0.2 miles, just as a crow flies, right to there. So perhaps in here.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Pamela Allen. I'm the CEO of Eagles Flight Advocacy and Outreach. I'm also the advocate for the family of Lina. We just spoke with some of the investigators, SAPD investigators, who said that they received a tip. They've been here since last night and they are waiting for equipment.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't remember very well is let's go back to the original, like this one. $150,000 reward for missing 3-year-old out of San Antonio, Texas. So that was right away. They must have thought there was something. It's now been over a week that a family out of San Antonio has been asking where their 3-year-old has gone. The story is really sad, but there just doesn't seem to be any answers as to where Lina Khil has gone. The San Antonio Police Department is asking the public for help and locate the little girl who went missing last Monday, December 20th, between 4 and 5 p.m. on the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road. Villa, at the time it was Villas del Cabo Apartments in San Antonio. Reports state that Lina was at a playground in the apartment complex with her mother and other children. Her mother left the playground area. A short time later, she returned and Lina was nowhere to be found. At 7 p.m. that evening, an Amber Alert was issued for Lina. The first reward offered for the return of the 3-year-old began at $10,000 and quickly grew to $20,000. And now, thanks to the Islamic Center of San Antonio, the reward is now $150,000. If you have any details regarding this case, you're encouraged to contact San Antonio Police Department at 210-207-7660. And then there was another article back then. Let's see. An entire week has gone by and there are still no signs of missing Lina Khil, the 3-year-old girl who disappeared from a playground near her apartment home on Fredericksburg Road. The total reward money to help find her stands at $150,000 as of Monday evening. Earlier in the day, agents suited up on the ground of the Northwest Side complex where she lives. Investigators were in hazmat suits sifting through dumpsters. I've got 3 children, and just thinking about it is heart-wrenching, said retired FBI agent Abel Pena, who heads up a new non-profit called Project Absentis. Founded this year, it assists in missing person cases, especially those which have gone cold. Pena and his team, who sport more than 100 years of background in law enforcement combined, are looking at potentially getting involved to help find Lina. During part of the nearly 27 years with the agency, he worked with abduction and kidnapping cases. I know law enforcement is on top of this thing. The San Antonio special acting agent in charge on Friday said hundreds of agents were reviewing video and going through hundreds of leads. He said different FBI teams are on the ground in San Antonio, including the behavior analysis team, like the show, from Quantico. They are essentially the FBI profilers, Pena said. What they do is put together an analysis and give that to the case agent to where they can make a determination or direction of where to take the case. Pena said video evidence is critical, so is interviewing every single person who lives at the complex. He said if the leads dry up, the agency will expand its area. They are working 24 hours a day, he said. They've got agents deployed conducting interviews throughout the night, going to addresses. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes the average person doesn't know about. And that'd be weird if she ends up being found in that area where they're searching. I mean, it's so close. Wouldn't they have just looked there originally? But you know, gonna need your guys' help supporting the channel tonight, you guys. We made it some progress yesterday, and I don't want to start going backwards again. All right, so if you can, that'd be great. Let me see. I was looking at this press conference here. I'm gonna go back to where the
second week. Is it something that maybe can take an X-ray? They said
and
yes.
So this is like 2 years later. They're just looking in that wooded area about 0.2 miles from the house.
When I asked them about what type of equipment, because we have
that was the other day. This account. It was yesterday, and the day
so
before.
Many that have the ability to dig, they said that's not the type of equipment that they were waiting for. When I asked again what type of equipment,
but we also gave $600 to the Libyan Abbey ballpark yesterday.
Is it something that maybe can take an X-ray? They said yes. So they're waiting for something to be able to see what's under the dirt. They said they received a tip for this particular area, which is what we wanted to confirm with them as well. For those of you who've been following the case, you know that this was one of the first areas that we searched. Also, I know SAPD came back here and searched this.
Hey, thanks Lisa Sorensen, who bought a membership for Ashtastic.
Area as well. But Dad has been through this area. I think it was the second week after Lina went missing. And just for those of you, I know some of you know this information. There was a meeting yesterday with Riaz Luong, another translator, a member of the Afghani Council, and myself. And it was just to exchange information and to ask that communication be more readily available for the family. And so that happened yesterday. Here we are, February 20th. Lina will be turning 6. Dad is very frustrated. The family is very saddened by the fact that she has been missing for 2 years. And when I asked Dad if we could do something to commemorate her birthday, his answer was, please, no more. He's just spent. So that's what we have right now. And of course you can see there's a porta potty that's been brought in, so that means they're going to be here for a while, and they have confirmed that they will be here. They are waiting for the equipment to come, and so that's what we know.
It sounds like they're going to be digging, and they're probably, I think the equipment they're probably waiting for is that, like the sonar, the radar, whatever the hell is it you put on above the surface and you're looking underground. Hey, thanks so much. Ashtastic.
A bit. We were kind of taken back by that, and we wondered too if it had anything to do with the meeting yesterday. But they're here. What if? We always go back to what if, and so we're just going to pray for a good outcome.
Did they say specifically what they're looking for?
They are looking for a body.
Yeah, see, they're looking for a body. That's exactly what I was thinking. So, looking for a body, and they're probably using the ground-penetrating radar to try to find, her body based on a tip. And by the way, for all the freaks out there that are not doing well or suffering, everybody put out those positive vibes. I know, Roger, a guy named Roger, who always, he supports my channel, but he doesn't really comment that much. He's, just went through some horrible, I think he lost both of his parents somewhat recently, and then you got Plato with their daughter going through some medical stuff right now. So everybody put out those vibes for all the freaks, all right? I know there's a lot of people that are struggling, and they don't say anything, A little bit like how Jen H was. You never really saw her mention anything in the chat, other when people asked her, I guess.
How does the family feel about this moment? Does it raise their hopes up? Is it frustrating? Is it hopeful, optimistic? Is it upsetting?
Very frustrating, because, as I said before, and they've stated this before, they feel that the communication has not been forthcoming. And so in that meeting yesterday, it was to clear the air and try to get some more answers. There have been so many tips. We still get tips. There was a Afghani little girl's body, an Afghani little girl that was found up in Canada. You know, and it's something that they followed up on. But sometimes he finds out so much through social media, and I'm going to tell you, this father's heart is broken. Anytime that there's a roundup of sexual predators and they put that on the news, he'll take a screenshot, send it to me, and say, but did they ask about Lina?
What details? Let me go back to when she starts talking.
Lina, we just spoke with some of the investigators, SAPD investigators, who said that they received a tip. They've been here since last night, and they are waiting for equipment. When I asked them about what type of equipment, because we have so many that have the ability to dig, they said that's not the type of equipment that they were waiting for. When I asked again, what type of equipment, is it something that maybe can take an x-ray, they said yes.
Okay, there you
so
go.
They're
Ground
waiting for something to be
radar,
able to see what's
I
under
missed
the
that
dirt.
part.
They said they received a tip for this particular area, which is what we wanted to confirm with them as well. For those of you who've been following the case, you know that this was one of the first areas that we searched. Also, I know SAPD came back here and searched this area as well. But Dad has been through this area. I think it was the second week after Lina went missing.
Yeah.
And just for those of you, I know some of you know this information. There was a meeting yesterday with Riaz Luong, another translator, a member of the Afghani Council, and myself, and it was just to exchange information and to ask that communication be more readily available for the family. And so that happened yesterday. Here we are, February 20th. Lina will be turning 6. Dad is very frustrated. The family is very saddened by the fact that she has been missing for 2 years. And when I asked Dad if we could do something to commemorate her birthday, his answer was, please, no more. He's just spent. So that's what we have right now. And of course, you can see there's a porta potty that's been brought in. So that means they're going to be here for a while, and they have confirmed that they will be here. They are waiting for the equipment to come. And so that's what we know.
And does anything about this search seem different from the others they've conducted?
A bit. We were kind of taken back by that, and we wondered too if it had anything to do with the meeting yesterday. But they're here. What if? We always go back to what if, and so we're just going to pray for a good outcome.
Do they say specifically what they're looking for? Is it?
They are looking for a body.
How does the family feel about this moment? Does it raise their hopes up? Is it frustrating? Is it?
I don't know what you guys were saying when they said, who has this kind of detail?
Very frustrating,
what detail? Where is
because, as I said before, and they've stated this before, they feel that the communication.
I mean, a lot of people have tips like, oh yeah, I heard somebody say something about the woods. I don't hear a lot of detail though that you're referring to.
Been forthcoming, and so in that meeting yesterday, it was to clear the air and try to get some more answers. There have been so many tips.
Maybe there's a body in the woods.
Still get tips. There was a Afghani
that's not
little
details,
girl's
it's just
body, an Afghani little girl.
It's like somebody saying, hey, yeah, there's some woods over there. There might be a body in there. I heard somebody mention that at one point. Okay, then they go start digging. Up
in Canada. And it's something that they followed up on. But sometimes he finds out so much through social media, and I'm going to tell you, this father's heart is broken. Anytime that there's a roundup of sexual predators and they put that on the news, he'll take a screenshot, send it to me, and say, but did they ask about Lina? And so he continues to search, he continues to look for answers. And I will tell you all that one thing that they're very grateful for is that media has stayed with this story, so they continue to push and continue to search for their daughter. Thank you so much.
By chance, you speak Spanish?
I do not.
Ask.
About the meeting last night, so that was not connected. Who called that meeting?
It was a meeting that SAPD reached out to the family for, because again, they had heard concerns of Riaz, who is Lina's father. they had some concerns about the communication, so they called the meeting, and there was quite a few people there, and you know, it was a very welcomed meeting just to exchange information.
That was before this tip, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. It was yesterday afternoon.
And so as far as we know, the tip was received this morning.
The tip was received last night. They have been there, they told us that they have been here since last night. And they plan on being here for a while to wait for the equipment.
Do you know anything about the tip, what the person said?
I do not. I don't know anything about the tip other than it was something in this area and that they're waiting for equipment.
It's probably
They
somebody in
want to
the
be
complex,
thorough
but it
in this
wasn't the
search.
family.
The communication is now starting to open up. And again, that's been their concern.
Okay, well maybe that's a problem.
I don't. It was in the evening, and the meeting that we had over at SAPD headquarters was a little after 10.
In the morning?
In the morning, yes, sir.
And then, Pam, could you tell us the gentleman's name who first came up and spoke? He's the...
That was Lawang Mangal. He is the translator for Riaz.
You know how you spell it?
Lawang, Lawang, Mangal, Mangal.
How you spell Riaz?
Riaz.
Where's Lina's mother? Is she Afghanistan?
Lina's mother is just been very distraught over this, and so Riaz does take care of her, and
You know how you spell it?
Lawang, Lawang, care of her, and
Where's Lina's mother? Is she Afghanistan?
I thought she said, is she like Afghanistan or something? I thought that's what he said, and then...
Lina's mother is just been very distraught over
I'm not sure, that didn't sound like that answer.
this. And so Riaz does take care of
I don't know,
her.
maybe she said something else.
Covers her. And so this has been extremely difficult for the mother.
I know,
Thanks
but
for watching
she didn't answer
KSAT.
the
If you're on
question
YouTube-
regarding Afghanistan.
Talking to PIO. So, Garrett, what are the police saying so far this morning?
Right now, nothing specific, just that they're looking into the tip. They haven't released whether or not they found anything, though we did see them bring something out of this shed behind me just a short while ago. Generally...
Shed, huh?
Out of that wooded area, and they have all their equipment set up here. You can see this giant mobile crime scene unit.
There, let's see if we can find any of that. I wonder if that's the shed they're at right there. There's a little bit of like kind of a shed. Maybe it's a dumpster. I don't really know what that is right there. But they said the shed was kind of like on the edge of the woods.
As well as other units here. We have seen people walking around as well with FBI jackets, so it appears that the federal investigators are here as well. Let me give you a look at the video that you can see from earlier. We've been out here since about 8 o'clock this morning. I did talk to several neighbors off camera, and they say that this setup was here long before that, so it seems that they may have been here since before daybreak. We have seen police with dogs, with shovels, and also carrying cases of water.
Yeah, the cases of water is kind of interesting. That you're bringing, that means you're almost like you're at a location and you're digging and you need water. I can't imagine them just sort of still canvassing the area, needing to bring cases of water into the woods. It seems like if you were canvassing, you would kind of exit and have some water and then go back in and start off where you were at before. But when you have cases of water delivered in there, it seems like you're at a place where people are manually doing something in one location. That makes sense? That's why you bring a case in.
into the wooded area, meaning that they may be here for the long haul. Now, we're not sure what, if anything, they have found. We have not seen them bring anything out of the woods except those dogs that they took in earlier. But they do have this active search going on here. And the timing may be a bit curious because we were told, or that we did confirm that
Thanks, wise child.
Family of Lina Khil met with police just yesterday, and now this search has come about today, police say, from a tip. So we are waiting to find out what, if anything, they have found as a result of the search based on a tip that they have received at some point in the past.
For evidence that could be found, according to the tip, linked to the disappearance of Lina Khil. We asked specifically if they could be looking for Lina herself. They said that is possible. The tip could lead them that way. Now we're going to take a look at the area.
That's what it was.
It's hard to see through some of these trees. We've seen police and dogs go for evidence that could be.
Let's see if I can find that where he's standing. It's weird. It's hard to see any of the stuff that. That's funny, I thought that was a cat or something when I was looking at that. It's a culvert. It's like maybe a shed or something over there.
Found, according to the tip, linked to the disappearance of Lina Khil. We asked specifically if they could be looking for Lina herself. They said that is possible. The tip could lead them that way. Now we're going to take a look at the area. It's hard to see through some of these trees. We've seen police and dogs going through the area. The police are telling us that it is just this wooded area behind us. This is about a half-mile walk away from Lina Khil's apartment where she first disappeared more than 2 years ago. The woods, viewers like yourselves called us to come out and check this out. So right now, this is. It's
weird. I don't really see a spot that looks like that. I mean, it could be in here. You know, this somewhere, maybe right in there or something. You know, just kind of, we can't tell because of the 3D model that's on top of it. It's probably in this area somewhere. I think it's probably even over here because I think that vehicle's parked deeper in like this. What do you mean you're going to do everything you can? What are you talking about, Katie? I'm going to do everything I can. I agree. They must speak up. Well, what is it you're going to do? What are you talking about? Ah, Jesus. All right. Anyways, yeah, don't get the bullhorn out, okay? You know, there's a massive culvert right here where water, you can see that like water would probably rush down and come out through here. Let's see. Well, only got involved when the state lines are crossed. I don't know. Oh man, you think I'd get bailed out today, Daryl? I mean, another one of those incredibly slow days out of nowhere, you know. And I'm going to get bailed out? No way. That's why you can't do anything but the big cases, you know. Well, whatever they find, it is not Lina, but something else. Well, they wouldn't find something else because the tip was related to Lina. So it's either Lina or nothing. Although there are a lot of bodies just out there at some point. Skip what, Cindy? What does that mean? Skip. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I don't even see somebody with that name. I don't even know who you're talking to, Cindy. Thanks, LM, as in Element Open. Remember when you had LMN or something? That was pretty funny. Did they actually say the tip was about Lina? Well, that's why they're looking there. So, of course, yes. Yeah. Yeah, they're not searching there for Lina because somebody said, I think a guy named Bob is in there. Let's see. You said Cindy was... Oh, God. Let me just do the Gilligan and Skipper thing, okay? You don't need to throw it into your... Yeah. Hey, there's a guy named Bob in the woods. Well, are they looking for Lina? No, there's a guy named Bob. Oh, okay. At this point, I hope they find her in there, okay? Because the family's in one of those... They're in limbo forever if they don't find her body, okay? She's likely not alive, so... yeah, sure, it'd be great if she was abducted somewhere and is alive, but that's just not really the reality. So I think it'd be great if they find her body to give answers to the family, and they can start putting the chapter behind them and moving. You know, you're not stuck in limbo. You're literally stuck in limbo for the rest of your life unless you find the body. Okay, because they'll always wonder. You'll be wondering and wondering. And what they need to do is find the body and then make an arrest and just close it up and just chalk it up to another barbarian monster existing in the world. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do my public service announcement one more time on the show tonight. If you're out there and you'd like to help support the channel to try to reach our just the normal small goal that we put at the top of the screen on a nightly basis, if you have the ability to support the channel, that'd be great. I know times aren't the greatest right now, so it just is what it is. If you can help, you can. If you can't, you can't. Alright, and that's basically what we do on the channel. Just like yesterday, we were able to give $600 away to the Libyan Abbey Ballpark, and so that's $600 this month. We did $4,000 last month, and by the end of the month, hopefully, I'm hoping to be able to give away 3 at the pace we're going in a shorter month, but we've already done 600. You know, the father's best friend's cousin's uncle? Oh, wow, that's... Right. Let's see. Mom lost me in Cyprus when I was 2 or 3. My dad was in the army and was a search party soldier. They found me above a shop in a box of kittens. My mom had been in the shop. Well, how'd you get in the box of kittens? Yeah, I saw this video on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. It was just, it's hilarious. It's one of those shorts, you know. Cheer up, you bastard. Thanks, Daryl Montgomery. Here, look at this thing right here. Watch this. Look at this cat. This is why I don't like cats. Look at it just pounding away. Look at it. It just. What is it doing to that other cat? And then the other cat is like, eh? And eventually the other one's like, screw you. Look at it. Just keeps pummeling. Oh, there you go. All right, there. Yeah, that's why I don't like cats very much, you know. Yeah, where's the other one? It was pretty good, I thought. It was, yeah, this one right here. Check this one out. Look at that little dog. He's trying to get it. You don't get to eat it. You don't get to eat it. I want 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 to eat it. It's just ridiculous. Oh my God. Yeah, I've never liked cats, but I understand why people like them, but I just don't like them at all. Well, I don't like you, Gray, because you don't like cats. But there has been a couple cats that I've liked. But cats don't do anything for anybody other than you liking them. Like, if you can get a hold of let me know when you get a video of a cat pulling somebody out of a fire. You give me a call, all right? Well, Gray, mine tried one time. You see, I had a stove fire and it grabbed my ankle, and it was. No, it didn't. All right. Let's see. I started watching YouTube with kittens and babies. Nice. Saw a video today of a dog chasing a big bear off a beach. It was nuts. Yeah, did you see a video of a cat chasing a big bear off of a beach? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, those Mancoons, those are big, you know. They can get up like 20 pounds, 25. My Blue's only 6 or 5 or something. Yeah, I mean, cats are just sort of like, please me or leave me alone, you know. Dogs are, how can I please you? You know, they're more people-oriented. That's why they say man's best friend. I mean, cats are great. Like, if you're a cat owner, you're going to sit there and defend the hell out of them. But, I mean, from an objective point of view, dogs are more people-oriented. Cats are more solitary. That's why you can let them outside. They'll take off for 10 hours, killing as many birds and animals as possible, then come home after that and say, give me something to eat. Probably give you the B word if they could. You know, they'd say... After 10 hours of hunting and having fun, they come in and say, where the hell's my meal? My cat is, yeah, everyone always says it. My cat's super sweet, great companion. Yeah, I mean, I've seen those kind, you know. We had a cat over here named Fluffy. He used to hang outside until one day he was like getting so old, and then he was barely alive, but it flies all over him, and you know, I felt bad for Fluffy, but he, you know, he was a cool cat, I guess. My cat is super sweet, and my cats do not go outside. Yeah, I think it's irresponsible, unless you live on a farm, to be a cat owner and let your cats outside for multiple reasons. One, coyotes are all over the place, and they like to trap cats, and then they rip their heads off and sort of basically tear them into like quarter cats. You know, they just like, it's crazy. And secondly, your cat is going out and killing many indigenous creatures all night long. Just killing and killing and killing. That's all they do. And people go, that's what they do, Gray. Right, but your house cat isn't indigenous to the United States. Well, what about bobcats, Gray? Well, a bobcat's a bobcat. It's not a house cat, right? There's millions and millions of house cats that just run around killing. And the reason I feel mainly the way I feel the way I do is because I have I used to have this hummingbird feeder. And I used to love watching the hummingbirds. You know, they just come out. Then one day our irresponsible jackass neighbors showed up with one of those sort of tabby, you know, the normal, well, I don't know if this is tabby, the red cat, you know, the red ones that are sort of red and white, kind of. And it just sat there all day long. It would just jump up and try to kill the hummingbirds, and it just ruined it. And so why is it okay for their cat to do that, right? Can you answer that question for me? Why is it okay? And why does PETA look the other way when you bring something like that up? You know, what about the life of the... Why wouldn't it be okay if I took a baseball bat and smashed the cat in the head when it was trying to kill the hummingbird? Can anybody answer that? Like, why isn't the life of the hummingbird important? Especially since it was doing nothing wrong and they're indigenous. Can anybody answer that one? I mean, why can't I protect the life of the hummingbird and other birds that it's trying to kill all day long? And instead, they should be inside the house over there, not killing the birds. Yeah, that's what I agree. I think cats should be indoor animals, you know. And you're going, gosh, Gray, now I'm saying no that you hate cats. I'm never coming. I don't hate cats. I like some cats. I just don't want them to be outdoor creatures unless you live on a farm where they're there for sort of rodent control and things like that, right? But just right around in a normal neighborhood, you don't need them, man. They're just... And it's not Mother Nature, actually, Ethel. That's what I just tried to explain to you, but you obviously weren't listening. Cats are not from here. There was no such thing as sort of the feral house cat running around. We had bobcats, we had cougars, and in some parts of the country, pumas, and that's it. All right, and maybe a lynx. And there aren't millions of them. There are millions and millions of cats that people just put out there, and it's not, when you say that, some cats, in some areas, populations of cat have destroyed an entire species of birds where they do not exist anymore. Gray, but it's still it's their instinct. I know, but it should be your instinct to keep your damn cat in your house. You get what I'm saying? You keep it in your house, it keeps the cats safe, and it keeps the birds safe that should be able to live their lives too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nobody said that, Katie. What you're trying to do is draw attention to yourself and add importance to yourself. Okay, it's not a big deal. You're not going to be able to affect anything. I'm sorry that the whole situation's in your area, but yeah, I was just teasing you when I told you, oh yeah, your friends, cousins, uncles, aunts. We do that all the time. We have people that always show up on the show, and there'll be a huge, massive murder somewhere, and somebody will say, gosh, I live 50 miles from there. Holy crap. Ooh, ooh. And I always say, wow, 50 miles, that's a long ways, you know. If you think about it, like 50 miles, that's quite a long ways from there. Now, if you lived in the same street or the same neighborhood and you're like family friends with the, you know, then it's like, okay, cool. But, you know, there's no extra insight or anything like that. So let's see, we have Scottish wild cats, and they are releasing more to keep them a healthy population. Releasing more what? Oh, Scottish wildcats. You mean like just regular house cats roaming around? Is that what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, my neighbors let theirs roam all day long outside. It's just ridiculous to me. I don't understand it. And I'll say one of these stories again. Tell me if you think this is really how it would go, right? So you know how PETA, they're, obviously they're pretty far left, and then you've probably got somebody that's hardcore lefty that would see a bird on the ground and it was wounded, the bird, so they take care of it, and every day they post on Facebook, oh, everybody, look what I'm doing for this bird. Look how it's getting better, it's getting better, and it's getting better. What they don't show, what they should do is a split screen with their cat that's outside all night just demolishing as many birds as it possibly can. And here they are pretending they really give a crap about this little bird. Right? And then PETA's over there going, they're not defending the birds whatsoever. Anyways, that's how it would be, right? Somebody on Facebook would try to get all the credit for saving their birds. Saving one bird while their own house cat is outside killing all night long. Anyways, no, they're natural wild cats. Yeah, so if they're indigenous cats, yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I care about. Like, there aren't a ton of, there's lots of bobcats, but there aren't that many of them, right? Where birds can live and thrive. But when you have a bird in a city with like a cat at everybody's house, like, where do you land to eat something? Owner of the house says, that's not my cat. My cat. Huh? Guy driving hits a cat. Takes to closest house. Owner of house says, that's not my cat. My cat not flat? I don't get it. Now, sure, there's birds out at night. They're flying around. They sit up in trees. The cats are going around. Come on. What do you mean they're not out at night? They just, there's no birds. I mean, owls are out at night. All kinds of creatures. What the hell are you talking about? Jesus. And there's also all the other kind of animals, like mice and babies, rabbits, etc. Oh man, you got to work on that one, sweet one. That doesn't even work. That's not my cat. My cat is not flat. You probably need to put the word "is" in there. That was one of the worst jokes I've ever seen. Sweet one. I think you gotta work on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. Jesus. What do you mean cats are nocturnal? They're moving around all day long. Yes, they like the nighttime too. Nocturnal is something like a lemur or something, or a bat. The cats are moving around all day long. They do like the nighttime. Well, anacondas will be here soon, and they will be eating all the cats. Why do you think there's already some loose in Florida somewhere? No, you had a lemur? Those things are crazy, man. Ever seen one of those eyes? I showed them on here before. They have their ring finger is like twice as long as any other finger on their hand, and they use it to poke into like a fruit and then go in there and they kind of suck it off their finger as they pull it out. And they got these huge eyeballs and they just look like an alien, really. I think they're a lemur, though, if I remember right. I think lemurs are the lowest level of sort of like on the evolutionary humanoid. You know, they have opposable thumbs. So it's like lemurs. And then I think it goes lemurs, New World monkeys with opposable tails that they prehensile tails that they use, and then it's Old World monkeys. And then, which is like a baboon, and they don't really have much of a tail there. And then you move on to the apes, which are gibbon, simang, which is the same as a gibbon, two different types. And then there's a let's see, orangutan, gorilla, and chimpanzee. There you go. See, that's what I learned all that in college. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it's changed since then. I don't know how we got on cats. I think somebody mentioned it. Are you a cat person, Lisa Valenzuela? Is that what you're getting upset about? Yeah, but somebody mentioned something about cats. That's why I brought that up. He was punching. The cat was punching the other thing. It was crazy. Hold on, I gotta read something. Yeah. All right. Blue's doing good. Yeah, he's probably eating something right now. He was sitting there a minute ago. All right, moving on. I'm going to do a different story now. So this is a back in the day. This is like 1992 actually in Indiana. I think it's actually Fort Wayne. Yeah, right here. This isn't the story, but it says a decomposed body found in standing water in the basement of a house under renovation was identified as a female. I mean, what a stupid... Let me show you this headline in a minute. As a female, the coroner said Saturday. The body is a white female between 20 and 25 years old with blonde or light brown hair. Allen County Coroner Philip E. O'Shaughnessy said. The body, wrapped in a furniture blanket, could have been in the basement since December, he said. We think she was trying to keep warm. Unless we have some clues, we'll have an open verdict on the cause of death. Well, I don't love cats, but I've liked a few cats. I don't like cats. I've like to answer you, Lisa Valenzuela. You know, I've met a few cats that I like, and then I hate most of the rest of them. I think they suck as a general pet. But if you like them, that's great. I mean, if it gives you happiness. And all right, here's another one. Body that. Well, this is the one that was bugging me right here. I think it's this one. Look at this right here. Decomposed body identified. Oh, and you look at it. Oh, wow. A badly decomposed body found in the basement of an abandoned house was probably a homeless woman who sought shelter. And I'm thinking, what do you mean? Probably. You just said you identified her. In the house last winter, the coroner said. The body was identified Saturday as a white female between 20 and 25 years old with blonde or light brown hair, Allen County Coroner Philip E. O'Shaughnessy said. The body, wrapped in a furniture blanket, could have been in the basement since December. We think she was trying to keep warm, he said. Unless we have some clues, we'll have an open verdict on the cause of death. I mean, isn't that the most ridiculous title you've ever seen? Decomposed body identified. Where? The body was found lying face down in several inches of water, etc. What's this? I think this is the other one right here. That's basically the same thing. But they said, oh, wait, we've identified it. And no, you didn't. You didn't identify anything. In fact, it went identified for until like just now. So we've got the Tabitha Ann Merlin was publicly given her name back, and that's what we do, you guys. That's why we try to raise the funds to help support my channel, and it allows me to be able to donate money at the end of the month to places like Identifinders International. But you know, that's what we've been doing. We gave $28,000 last year to Identifinders. And so this is her right here. Tabitha Ann Merlin was publicly given her name back Thursday after nearly 32 years of being known as Mary Jane Doe. The Allen County Coroner and other officials Thursday morning shared her name after DNA was able to identify the woman found dead in Fort Wayne basement in 1992. And that's the woman we were just reading about in the paper. Merlin's last known address was in Fort Wayne, but her family said the last time they knew of her whereabouts, she was going to Memphis, Tennessee. Buried a week after a construction worker found her remains partly submerged in the basement of 3512 Reynolds Street on May 15, 1992. She was badly decomposed. An examination of her remains could not identify a cause or manner of death. At the time of her death, Merlin, who was about 26 weeks pregnant, would have been about 23 years old today. She would be 55. She would have been about 23 years old. Oh, she was pregnant. Wow. I didn't realize that. She was 26 weeks pregnant. Wow. She would have been 55 in 2017. Merlin's body was exhumed for further testing. At that point, DNA profile was created from her femur bone. Photos of a bus were released to the public 2 years later, seen below. That doesn't look how horrible that is. I mean, there's no way in hell you'd look at that and go, oh, that's her. I mean, she's cute in this one, right? With a little, you know. This one, she doesn't. I mean, it's terrible, right? Are you guys even here? I haven't seen a new comment for like 10 minutes. Then in April 2023, IGG Night DNA co-founder Lisa Needler reached out to the Allen County Coroner Chief Investigator Chris meals to offer her services as a genetic genealogist. She set up a fundraiser a few months later that was able to cover the costs of her work. In January, Needler told the coroner's office she had an update. She identified Merlin's biological father, mother, and 2 aunts. This is the same stuff that Misty Gillis does. One of whom adopted Merlin. Man, that made it tough. One of the aunts was able to produce a marriage license for Merlin and her husband, Jerry Merlin. Police spoke with Jerry Merlin and learned he separated from his wife in 1989. Fort Wayne police detective Brian Martin said Jerry Merlin is not considered a suspect at this time. Finally, the identification investigation ended Tuesday when Indiana State Police forensic scientists were able to confirm Robert Bowers Sr. was Tabitha's father with a very strong likelihood. Allen County Coroner Dr. John Brandenberger said it was an exciting day, but acknowledged Tabitha's family's grief. The coroner said he had been a deputy coroner with the office for only 5 months when Tabitha's remains were found. Alright, anyways, I can tell this isn't interesting stuff for you guys. I gotta stick with just the, the big cases. Here we go. Hey, tomorrow we're gonna be doing... Can't do it. I mean, the number of comments is like 1 comment every, 2 minutes. That's how you know. Yeah, well, I don't know if they can get the DNA from the baby, but it sounds like she was homeless and living in there. And I mean, I don't know if they determined it was a homicide at any point. I don't remember reading that. Did it say that in the article? I must have missed it. Yeah, it's okay. But anyways, I'm just going to call it a night, you guys. Now we're set back yet again. I was kind of hoping we were on a flow, but it's not happening. So anyways, thank you to Cheryl Bullock, Jessica Schubach, Linda Howe, Eugenie, WNC Granny, Cheated No More, Terry S., Sirius Black, Lisa Sorensen, Ash Tastic, Wise Child, and LM. Alright, so anyways, good news there. We got the identification, Tabitha and Merlin. Looks like they might be finding Lina Khil's body. Kohberger has a hearing in a couple weeks, maybe to determine a trial date. Never made it to the Karen Reed stuff. I just don't want to do it. And then Tabitha, and then also, then the Delphi, they're going to have a hearing on the attorneys in March. So there you go. Alright, well, thanks everybody who was able to support the channel, and everybody else who was here. Hit the like button. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Jesus. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody, talk to you later.